Dobro jutro, Jovana.
Günaydın.
It's a beautiful day today. How are you doing?
It's a great day. I'm very good. Thank you for asking.
You completed your season with Beşiktaş. How was it like playing in the Turkish league again?
It was amazing. I was so happy and excited all season to be here. I honestly wanted to come back for so many years to Turkey, and that's a well-known fact. But with the young kid and everything was not the right moment. But now I'm so excited that I'm here.
There were many young players in the team. Is there anyone that you think has great potential in the Beşiktaş team?
There was Bengizu that showed amazing talent and potential. She will be, if she continues to work hard as she is, an amazing middle blocker. So Bengizu for me in Beşiktaş was definitely the most talented and perspective player.
Do you think that the competition level is higher now compared to your first time?
I think is more or less the same, except that the teams that were under the first four teams are much better. They rise the level, they invested much more in foreigners, also Turkish players rose and improved a lot. So yeah, maybe overall it's the same looking at the whole general picture of the league.
What about your old friends? How was it seeing them again after so many years?
I am really happy that I have this opportunity to see them all, to be again in their company, because really the 10 years ago, the Vakıf time, it was an amazing time because we were so united, we were really friendly, and we stayed in touch generally throughout all these years. So to be again here with them, it's an amazing gift.
I remember your picture with Naz, Bahar and Giovanni from New Year's Eve.
Oh yeah.
How did that dinner go?
It was amazing. We just decided to be all together, and Giovanni and Bahar, they generously offered their apartment, and so we just spent that evening with our families, with our kids, and it was really a nice atmosphere.
Do you consider Naz, Bahar and yourself as inspiration since you all had children during your careers and made comebacks?
I think that's something that definitely we should talk about, because we should encourage women to do that step, because there are not so many women sport athletes that decide to have kids while they are playing. So maybe they wait too long and then it doesn't happen for them. But that's just something natural. We should be able to have kids and play, have careers at the same time.
So speaking of kids, how is Victor? Did he like Istanbul?
He is adjusting to it. It's a huge city that has so many opportunities. So he generally loves it. He a little bit misses his friends from Poland, but he likes it here. He has so many friends here. So yeah, he's happy. He likes everything, especially the food.
So is it difficult to switch days with family when you transfer to a different country?
Yeah, definitely. It's not an easy thing to do. We tried to stay in Poland as long as we could to give Victor some stability. But we were ready for a change, and a change like Istanbul was something that was a good change for us. So my son luckily adjusts very easily to a change, and he's a good kid, generally understands my job and everything, so he doesn't make it any more difficult than it is.
Okay, if you had enough reds, let's go.
Okay.
Speaking of family, what are your plans with your family this summer?
Well, we need to wait here until my kid finishes school, so we will enjoy Istanbul for sure, and be here until my son finishes the school year, and then after that we will visit my family in Serbia, visit family in Italy, and just do a vacation until there is a new season to start.
And you have been to many cities in your career. How do you describe Istanbul amongst them?
Many cities, you said?
Yeah.
Istanbul is definitely my favorite city. Everybody knows that. I am absolutely in love with this city. It has everything and more. Just the fact that when you cross a bridge and you look left or right, the view is amazing. So that just makes your day. That's just enough for it.
And which Turkish dish did you miss the most when you were gone?
Oh my God, baklava is something that kills me, and I have to pay attention because of my shape when I am outside or eating or whatever, to just control myself, because I could eat, honestly, maybe full plate of baklava with ice cream, dondurma.
Speaking of your shape, how do you keep your great shape? Do you owe it to your genetics or just working hard?
Well, yeah, my parents are tall and slim, but it's definitely not easy. I pay attention on my diet, and I exercise really a lot, even off season right now. I never stopped practicing, so that's something that helps me stay in shape and go in the competition shape quicker.
I want to talk about your career now a bit. You were considered as the best opposite hitter in the world during your time at VakıfBank, especially. What made Jovana Brakocevic'le so special?
I am very determined person. I'm so stubborn. If I want something, I'm gonna try to do everything to achieve that. Of course, not going over the people or something like that. I'm not unreasonable, but there is absolutely not anything that, if it's in my power, that I will not do to be the very best.
And VakıfBank was doing their practice in a high school gym when you first came. Do you remember those days?
I do, and that was so enjoyable because we didn't have all the commodities that right now those teams have. So we had to practice in a small gym, then adjust to a bigger competition gym like Buranfelek and other gyms, you know. So it was a hard time, but at the same time it felt so much like a family. We worked together in that condition without complaining absolutely about nothing. So those days were good.
And you had an incredible 73 matches of winning streak during those days. How did that journey go?
Well, that was amazing. I don't actually think about those things, but at some moment I remember that Giovanni made a choice to keep, if I believe, me and Bahar in the tribune for some game. I don't remember the team, maybe Ankara or something. And we almost risked losing it. And that was the first time I realized that we had such an amazing winning strike. And luckily we won that game, so the winning strike continued. But that was an amazing experience and an amazing thing to be part of.
Well, how did you feel when you lost the 74th game?
I really don't remember the exact feeling, which game it was. But losing any game for me, it's something very hard to do, very hard to accept, and I just don't like losing. So if it's first game, second or 74th, it really didn't matter, because when you lose, it's just something that it bothers you inside.
And you had some strong characters in the team, such as Gözde, Glinka, first from different countries. How did you manage to make a team together?
Well, those people were really leaders, and I learned so much from them, and I think they shaped my character a lot. Of course, years later, actually last summer, I met with Gözde on the superfinals in Torino, and we spoke, and she shared some things from that time about me, how hard I was, that I always was somebody who wanted to practice more, and everybody was kind of, I don't want to say afraid, but you know, they were checking if whatever my reaction was. But I was so young, I couldn't believe that they had these thoughts. I can understand now, because I'm quite scary in the court, and also the young players say that to me. But yeah, at that time, that they saw me like that, that's just quite something, because they were such an amazing player, such an amazing leaders.
And speaking of leaders and Gözde, what do you think about Gözde as a team captain?
She was the best team captain that I had in any club, definitely. And she is something that I looked up to when I was a young player, and she was like a role model how to be a captain whenever I had the chance to be a captain in any team. That's kind of comparison that I would do. Of course, my own stamp or my own mark would be made, but yeah, she was the ideal captain.
I have a really important question now.
Yeah.
VakıfBank won 5 cups in a single season 2 times in history, 2013 and 2022. Which team do you think would beat the other, your team or 2022?
That's an easy question. My team, of course. I trust myself more than anybody else, and the team that I was into was an amazing team, so that team beats everybody else, definitely.
What makes Jovana Brakocevic'le so successful to have such two incredible seasons?
I believe he's a perfectionist. He doesn't let anything go by chance. So he's not only focusing on the technical and tactical aspect, he's very much paying attention about the people, about how the leaders should behave and all that kind of stuff that sometimes are neglected by other coaches.
And what makes Jovana Brakocevic'le difficult to work with, per se?
I honestly didn't have that experience, so whoever says it's difficult, maybe they are lazy. Because he is a hard worker, he always wants to extract as much as he can from a player, from a practice, from himself and his stuff. So that for me was stimulating, not difficult. So I really don't have anything negative to say.
And you quit the Serbian national team at the age of 28. Did you ever consider going back?
Actually, yes, for one reason, to stay in shape during the summer, but at the same time no, because I would feel really difficult to leave my kid again.
Without giving me the colors of the medals, can you tell me 3 teams that will win medals in the Olympic Games?
Oh, I believe Serbia, Turkey and Italy.
Okay. So only Europeans?
Yeah, I believe they are the strongest ones right now.
And how does Serbia keep producing such talented volleyball players?
Honestly, I don't know. I think volleyball became so famous and popular in 2000 after the men volleyball team won Olympic gold medal. But we just love the sport in general, and we have so many talented people. So that's, I don't know, we are lucky.
Jovana's biggest dream is winning the Olympic gold medal. Do you think he can get it this year in Paris?
I believe this is his good chance to do that. Also because the girls really want to achieve that. For so many of them, this will be the last season in Serbian national team. So for sure, they are going to try to give it all.
Okay, I have some this or that questions for you. Who do you think is better, Glinka or Nikolic?
Glinka.
Milana Rašić or Maja Poljak?
Maja Poljak.
Okay, I want to compare Maja to some setters, but I couldn't think of any. So 2012 Maja Onjenović or 2020 Maja Onjenović?
I think that's a hard question because Maja is always Maja and she's amazing. She definitely has some experience now that she didn't have 10 years ago. And what's amazing about her is that her body is still going on so strong. So I don't know what the correct answer would be to that.
And which coach was more fun to work with, Zoran Terzic or Jovana Brakocevic'le?
Oof.
I'm asking about the fun part, not the success.
Yeah, the fun part with Etty for sure.
Speaking of coaches, you worked with Ferhat Akbaş before in Hemik Police and you played against him this year. What would you like to say about him?
You know, I see Ferhat like my older brother and we have such an amazing relationship or friendship. I said that so many times until now, and I wish him all the best success in the world because he definitely deserves it. He is also one of the few coaches and people that I know that work so hard to achieve success and to give his best to the players. So yeah, I just wish him the world of best.
And this year you worked with Recep Vatansever and after Giovanni Caprara. How did that transition go from working with such an experienced coach to a coach that is actually younger than you?
You know, maybe Beşiktaş didn't really understand the style and system of Gianni Caprara. I am not to judge about that. The transition went smoothly because we wanted to win. We also had in front of us such a young and hungry, proving coach. So we wanted to help him achieve the best result possible and also for ourselves. So yeah, we, like in every team in this kind of situation, you give your best and try to do your best.
And you worked with lots of coaches in your career. Was there anyone that made a huge difference for you?
Well, you know, Zoran Terzic really did make a huge difference for me. I unfortunately understood it maybe after my national team career, but yeah, he is the number one. Number two is Guidetti, number three is Langping. And I always say this, one of my very first coaches, Peja Tanaskovic from Serbia, he's my best friend, like, you know, like a family to me. He helped me through thick and thin and gave me some amazing advices. And so yeah, these 4 people are the people who made difference to me.
And your former teammate Jovana Brakocevic'le is currently the assistant coach of the national team. And I remember you were giving some tactics during a timeout in your time with Hemik Police. Would you consider yourself in a coaching role in the future?
Well, it's not a secret anymore, but I actually have a coaching degree. I completed the course and the exam in Italy, so I wanted to do one of the hardest licenses to catch that. So I did that last summer. I studied all summer, and finally in the end of December I had an exam, so I'm officially a coach. And yeah, that's a career that I'm definitely considering.
And when you think about it, do you have any regrets or any, oh, I wish moments in your career?
I don't have any regrets. I think I extracted the maximum from my career. I did the best I could. I chose the best teams in the given situation, and I always considered my family in such choices. So I'm not a selfish person, so I didn't choose only in base of the team success money, but also where my family would feel comfortable.
And is there a special reason for you to wear number 6 and 2 throughout your career?
Number 2 is one of the first numbers that I got, and I absolutely fell in love with it, so that's my number. And number 6 was the first number that I got in the national team, then after I switched to number 2. So they are just the first numbers in my life, and I got attached. Also, my husband wore 6 when he played, okay, like amateur, but still. So there is stuff like that. Also, we got married on 6 June 2014 though, but yeah, 6 on 6, so that's kind of connection.
Speaking of jerseys, what are your favorite 3 jerseys from your career?
Oh my God, I mean, Vakıf jersey is so dear to my heart.
Which color?
Let's say yellow. Then of course Serbian national team jersey is number 1 absolutely, because that's my country. And I don't know, the third place, I'm a little bit torn between Beşiktaş, because I started to be so in love with this club generally, not only the volleyball team but the club. So maybe Beşiktaş or Hemik Police, because I had 3 amazing seasons. So they divide the third place.
Zehra Güneş said in an interview that she was a huge fan of yours. How do you feel about these young girls who once were fans of yours becoming important players themselves?
I'm so honored, because once when I was young, I looked up to some players, and they were, let's call them my idols or role models. So when some successful player like that, like her, says something like that about me, that means that I succeeded in life, not only like a sports person, but as a person in general, that somebody looks up to you. That's just an amazing feeling, and I'm grateful that I am that.
Did you have such an idol in your mind when you were young?
Yeah, for me, brother Grbić, both of them were the people that I looked up to because of their character, style of the game, elegance. Like Nikola had an elegance and patience and calm, whilst Vladimir, he had aggressivity and passion that showed so much.
Okay, final 2 questions. Does Jovana Brakocevic'le know when she will retire?
Oh my God, that's a hard one. I really don't know that because I love this sport so much. As I said before, I haven't planned to stay in volleyball. I don't know when or what, but yeah, I still cannot see myself on a sideline of the court. I am so much involved in playing, and I love it so much. So I don't know.
Lastly, are we going to be able to watch Jovana Brakocevic'le in the Sultanlar Ligi next year?
Let's say inshallah.
Thank you so much. Hvala.
Thank you. Teşekkürler.